Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, your movie apprentice, and today let me introduce you to Adorb, a adorable blue fluffy thing I stuck googly eyes on a couple of years ago. Why am I introducing you to Adorb now? Well, I have just seen Everything Everywhere All at Once, and this film has a rock with googly eyes in it. And it is also, dare I say, one of the greatest films I have ever seen. This has been built up for a good few months now. It's been out in America for a while. I do not expect this video to do well at all because it's come out in the UK really late, but I could not talk about this movie. From the very first shot, I knew I was in for something special. And that's something I don't say lightly. How much can you really get from an establishing shot? But the first shot in this really sucks you right in to the movie. And I will warn you in advance, if you've not seen this and you're planning on doing so, it is a weird movie. But if you embrace that weirdness, this film is a joy to watch. I cannot remember the last time I saw a movie where every single performer was flawless. It's such a rare thing. Usually there's an actor that lets the cast down a bit or there's a weak link, but everyone from the main cast all the way to the lower down extras, they all do brilliantly. Michelle Yeoh has obviously gotten all the plaudits for this. She has had an amazing couple of years. I love how she just gets to be this absolute badass. But I also have to really give a shout out to Stephanie Hsu. She is brilliant and demonstrates such a range. I can't even fathom it. Jamie Lee Curtis is in this doing brilliant as always as this very snarky woman, but with a lot of layers about her. And Kwan, he rolls back the years. This is the same guy that played Data in The Goonies and Short Round in Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. He has made a comeback with this, and he does brilliantly. He balances being this awkward, quirky husband character to this absolute cheeky, funny badass. They all do brilliantly in this. I realize I've not really spoke about what the plot is. Basically, an aging Chinese immigrant has just found out that only she can save the world by experiencing several universes and seeing alternate lives that she could have led had she done a slight thing different. And the way the film plays with the idea of the multiverse, the writers definitely sat down and thought about this whole idea of the multiverse and what is possible. And they do what more films really should try to do, and that is push them boundaries and try and stretch the limitations of what can be shown on film. Some of the universes and scenarios that are presented in this would definitely work in animation, but you'd think would be too goofy for live action. And yes, they are goofy, and that's why the movie really focuses on hamming it up and being a little bit campy with it. The actors, when it comes to the emotional beats and the drama, it is played straight and serious, but there's so much comedy that just feels natural thrown in there. And the film doesn't rush straight in to the weirdness. It gives us a good half hour of getting to know each of our main characters and what makes them tick and what their personality is before we even flirt with the idea of the multiverses. I love this idea of the multiverse where you don't really travel to the multiverse. You basically transfer your conscience to someone from that universe that you want to get to steal or borrow some of the abilities that they would have learned had they done slight things different. And this starts off being very meticulous where you had to do a certain thing to achieve a certain result to what feels quite random towards the end, but that is very much explained at the halfway point. It was something that bothered me originally, but after a couple of minutes of thinking about it, I realized why the random nature of it really made sense. But I love how just out there they go with some of these pieces. This is a film where someone explodes into confetti, where someone is beaten to death with floppy dildos, where someone, in order to achieve better martial arts, has to shove a very conspicuous looking trophy up where the sun don't shine. It does all of this crazy stuff and it is hilarious and it just makes so much sense. This film, with how weird it is, should not work in any way, shape, or form, but they manage it. I have to give big praise to the two directors for that. Daniel Scheinert and Dan Kwan co-wrote and co-directed this movie. As you can tell, they really want to play with the idea, and they really pushed the whole multiverse concept to the absolute limit that they could. There are universes where people are drawings, where people are pinatas, where life doesn't exist, so we are sentient rocks. The film literally has a 5-minute sequence where we're just watching two rocks on a silent, still screen with text, and yet somehow that scene manages to evoke comedy, humor, emotion, and heartwarming, just everything you could want in a scene. That scene has it, and that is similar across the course of this movie. It really embraces the crazy side, and for that, it elevates the more emotional, serious beats when they do occur. The cinematography is fantastic in this. Like I said, the first shot really established how it would go for me, and the way it's used in the action set pieces, and even just during the dimension hopping, it is really well executed. The editing is flawless. The way that the editor manages the crop to overlaying layers, it's like watching through a diamond. You're seeing all these different layers and realities blending into one another as our lead character jumps between more and more universes. And the action set pieces are some of the most fun and joyous to watch, but also somehow some of the most brutal. Seeing someone get shot and spraying out confetti is somehow really brutal to watch. It just really is carried by all the performances from the actors involved. They play it serious enough to keep you invested, but they acknowledge that this is silly, and it gives us a lot of time with these characters. That first half hour establishing the characters through realistic yet funny dialogue works fantastically well. And I have to wonder, have I ever been called something weird by someone who knows I can't speak their language? Probably, but it's something that we always kind of know is happening anyway, so that I didn't mind too much. Yeah, I struggle to think of anything really wrong with this film. Even any small gripes or plot holes I try and look for, I can immediately fill those in straight away. And I appreciate how the film didn't talk down to us when it came to the multiverse. It very much showed us how to do it before it told us how to do it. So if you thought about it for a second, you could put together exactly how this works. So when we get the explanation, it's not a "you are stupid, I'm going to talk down to you." It is just a confirmation and a reassurance that yes, you are on the right track. Please stick around with us and enjoy this ride. And what a hell of a ride this movie was. For me, Everything Everywhere All at Once is a perfect cup of tea. So Everything Everywhere All at Once, have you seen it? If you haven't, let me know you thought that in the comments below. Let me know, what was your favourite universe in this movie? Coming up on the channel, we obviously have Top Gun Maverick coming out, and maybe I'll review Firestarter. I don't know if I'll rush to review that, but if there's enough people in the comments want me to do that, then do let me know. Be sure to make sure you subscribe and like the video. Help this video get out to more people and improve that algorithm for the channel. But until next time, everybody, my name is Josh. I have been Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next